Fuku ain't just ancient history, or a ghost story from the past with no power to scare. In my parents' day, the Fuku was real as shit. Something your everyday person could believe in. Everybody knew someone who'd been eaten by the Fuku. Just like everybody knew somebody who worked up at the Palacio. It was in the air, you could say. Though like all the most important things in the island, not something folks really talked about. But in those elder days, Fuku had it good. It even had a hype man of sorts. A high priest, you could say. Our then dictator for life, Rafael Leonidas Trujillo Molina. For those of you who missed your mandatory 2 seconds of Dominican history, Trujillo, one of the 20th century's most infamous dictators, ruled the Dominican Republic between 1930 and 1961 with an implacable, ruthless brutality. A portly, sadistic, pig-eyed mulatto who bleached his skin, wore platform shoes, and had a fondness for Napoleon-era haberdashery. Trujillo, also known as El Jefe, the failed cattle thief, and fuckface, came to control nearly every aspect of the DR's political, cultural, social, and economic life through a potent and familiar mixture of violence, intimidation, massacre, rape, co-optation, and terror. Treated the country like it was a plantation and he was the master. At first glance, he was just your prototypical Latin American caudillo, but his power was terminal in ways that few historians or writers have ever truly captured, or I would argue, imagined. He was our Sauron, our Auron, our dark side, our once and future dictator. A persona so outlandish, so perverse, so dreadful that not even a sci-fi writer could have made his ass up. Famous for changing all the names of all the landmarks in the Dominican Republic to honor himself. Pico Duarte became Pico Trujillo, and Santo Domingo de Guzman, the first and oldest city in the New World, became Ciudad Trujillo. For making ill monopolies out of every slice of the national patrimony, which quickly made him one of the wealthiest men on the planet. For building one of the largest militaries in the hemisphere. Dude had bomber wings, for fuck's sake. For fucking every hot girl in sight, even the wives of his subordinates, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of women. For insisting on absolute veneration from his pueblo. Tellingly, the national slogan was, Dios y Trujillo, for running the country like it was a Marine boot camp, for stripping friends and allies of their positions and properties for no reason at all, and for his almost supernatural abilities. Outstanding accomplishments include the 1937 genocide against the Haitian and Haitian Dominican community, one of the longest, most damaging U.S.-backed dictatorships in the Western Hemisphere. And if we Latin types are skillful at anything, it's tolerating U.S.-backed dictators, so you know this was a hard-earned victory. The Chilenos and the Argentinos are still appealing. The creation of the first modern kleptocracy, Trujillo was Mobutu before Mobutu was Mobutu. The systematic bribing of American senators, and last but not least, the forging of the Dominican peoples into a modern state. Did what his Marine trainers during the occupation were unable to do. No one knows whether Trujillo was the curse's servant or its master, its agent or its principal, but it was clear he and it had an understanding that them two was tight. It was believed, even in educated circles, that anyone who plotted against Trujillo would incur a Fuku most powerful, down to the 7th generation and beyond. If you even thought a bad thing about Trujillo, fwa! A hurricane would sweep your family out of the sea. Fwa! A boulder would fall out of the clear sky and squash you. Fwa! The shrimp you ate today was the cramp that killed you tomorrow. Which explains why everyone who tried to assassinate him always got done. Why those dudes who finally did buck him down all died so horrifically. And what about fucking Kennedy? He was the one who greenlighted the assassination of Trujillo in 1961. Who ordered the CIA to deliver arms to the island? Bad move, Captain. For what Kennedy's intelligence experts failed to tell him was what every single Dominican, from the richest Habao in Mao to the poorest Güey in El Buey, from the oldest Anciano San Mocorizano to the littlest Carajito in San Francisco, knew that whoever killed Trujillo, their family would suffer a Fuku so dreadful it would make the one that attached itself to the Admiral Jojote in comparison.